Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. In the last episode, we went into the finals in the tournament of Shandu, and we found out a terrible thing has happened. Exodus had planned to kill Mila, and also kidnap Tipo. Elize went after Tipo, and Alvin went after Elize. And we are now chasing them here in Labari, Hallow.
This place looks different from the rest of the hunting grounds. Footprints, and still fresh by the look of them.
These small ones must be Elise's.
Let's look around, but be careful.
And now we are here in Labari Hallow. This is kind of a old laboratory kind of area here in the hunting grounds. This is actually kind of a dungeon. One thing I wanted to actually point out is if my voice sounds really weird, and this is one reason why there hasn't been updates to the Let's Play this last week. I came down with a cold, and I'm starting to get over it, and that's why I didn't really want to do commentary too much over, you know, when I'm sick, because I've done that in the past, and, well, it didn't turn out very well, but I'm starting to get over it, so if my voice still sounds funny, and I'm sorry about that, I'm coming over a cold. So, that's one thing you probably noticed when you started the video. But these are Exodus agents here, and these are like any other of these. We're going to be seeing some of these humanoid enemies like this that have big old iron knuckles. These guys really hit hard, but they're really slow. So if you are really speedy to, you know, dodge their big old attacks and everything, you can beat them pretty easily. And we got the title Sadist. You get that title by exploiting weaknesses a certain number of times. But here in Labari Hallow, our objective is to get further on down towards the center of the gigantic chasm. And you do so by coming down and going through these little doors right here on the side here. You'll probably see that whenever we go around and do so. I'm trying to find an item because I'm trying to get more gold for my character, so I went ahead and ate some food that increases the gold I needed to get, because I'm kind of farming for gold right now while I'm going ahead and doing these battles here. We now fight another one of these speed agents, as you guys can see. These speed agents right here, they go really fast. They skate. They act like they skate. That's one thing I really like their character design. They kind of skate around like they're on rollerblades. It's kind of funny to kind of think that. I'm starting to use link darts and everything. If you just overpower them, they're really not that hard. They don't dodge attacks, which, you know, is weird because they're speed characters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, pretty much we're just going to be beating up these guys. I'm only keeping in battles that have new enemies in them. So, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm using combos like Swallow Dance and Rising Falcon. I use Swallow Dance and then I go into Rising Falcon because Swallow Dance puts me up in the air, and Rising Falcon automatically like does a dive bomb from the air, so it kind of like goes into itself in the combo essentially. But there you go. There's the effect of the food. I got about 60% more gold than normal, so like I said, I'm trying to farm for more gold so I can get more items from the shop. But there we go. We got another title, Treasure Tracker. That is opening a certain number of treasure chests. You do get a trophy later in the game if you open about 300. All trophies in this game are related to certain titles. You will not get a title for when a trophy pops up all the time, no matter what. The trophies are related to the titles. So if you're trying to get a platinum trophy and everything, just look at instead of opening up the PlayStation menu and everything, go and open up the titles portion of your menu there, and you'll be able to look and see. There'll be a trophy icon next to the title that has the trophy linked up to it. So I platinum this game. Pretty much what it really entitles you to do is to pretty much do everything you can think of. So you have to go ahead and you have to do 2 playthroughs of this game, which I'm kind of doing for this Let's Play already. But you have to beat both the Mila's and Jude's story in order to get both their story-related trophies and stuff like that. But you'll get titles for doing so. But I'm kind of going around here and kind of farming for items here and trying to avoid enemies and such. One thing in particular, there's an Ifreeze treasure on this bridge right here that I'm crossing, but it's on the underneath side, under the under portion of that bridge. When we go across the bridge that's underneath it, we'll be able to see it. But I just wanted to point that out that that's there. You can actually kind of exploit a little glitch. I don't know why. It's like this in a lot of other areas, but if you look at it just right at the like, if you're on top of that bridge and you look down at just the right angle, you can collect the Ifreeze treasure, which is weird because it's just like, how do you know that was there? You can grab items through solid objects. But it's kind of weird. It's kind of funny though. But this is what I was talking about. Labari Hollow's main gimmick of this dungeon is to kind of go in these doors and go on certain sides on the doors and everything. Now we've got another mine. Well, I think that's called mine plant. This is another one of these plant enemies. These gigantic enemies that come over and hit you with our gigantic stems and everything. I think these are earth-based, so if you have a wind ability, you'll be able to exploit their weakness and everything. Yeah, I'm doing Cerberus Strike, which is an earth-based move, and it's saying resist. If an enemy is really strong against that element, it'll go ahead and say resist, and you won't do as much damage as you want to. Whenever it says power hit, whenever you hit the enemy, that's when you're exploiting a weakness. So keep that in mind. See, it's saying power hit right now. That was because Leia activated an art that changed my... That's one thing I like about having Leia in the party is her ability. She has one art that will change the elements to whatever the weakness of the enemy is. So, like that mine plant that I was fighting, he's weak against wind. Leia has an ability to change all my attacks to wind in order to exploit its weakness and everything. But like I said before, the main gimmick of this dungeon is to get down, further down to the chasm center right here. But we want to kind of go through these doors. One thing in particular, we're about ready to fight these guys right here. These guys are the start of a really pain in the butt type enemy. These flamethrowers. They'll come over and start flaming you, and they do a lot of damage. And not only that, they have a chance to inflict burn on you, which is kind of like poison. It'll sap your health really fast. As you guys can see, Rowan already is down for the count because of these stupid flamethrowers. And one thing in particular, I always try and have Leia on my team whenever I can, because she does have an ability, one art, it's called Resurrection, which will automatically revive a character whenever they're, down for the count already. Like, I just went down real quick, and I kind of set Leia up so not only will she do, resurrection spell, but she'll also use items, like life bottles, whenever people are down for the count. So, it's pretty much, Leia's going to be your acting healer for right now until you can get back Elize. So, she's kind of a backup healer, and she's really good at it, too. That's one thing I like about Leia, is she's really good at that. And there's the element of burn. So it pretty much saps your health over a time period, and as
no
you...
excuse for my performance. Age must have dulled my combat skills more than I'd realized.
No, Rowan, you were fighting a flamethrower. Flamethrowers always win. That's rule number 1 in video games. Flamethrowers always win. They will always hurt really bad. So that's one thing about those guys, that I don't really like the flamethrower type humanoid enemies. They're really powerful. I mean, it's really easy to dodge their attacks, but sometimes you're in such a group of enemies and you're beating the crap out of them, they'll come over and start flaming you. And you don't even realize it until it's already too late, and you're like, oh, great, I'm caught up in this flame. No, what am I doing? What am I doing? But, pretty much I'm trying to find out which way we're supposed to go now. We're supposed to go through this door. which will link up to the next area. And there's another flamethrower guy. But I was like, no, I'm not going to fight that flamethrower guy. I saw what happened last time when I tried to fight him. But we got 1,800 gold there. And now we're going to come over here. There's a tortoise-like enemy. Too bad Alvin's not here, otherwise he would break the guard of the tortoise. They have really high defense, and I do believe these guys are weak against wind too, because these are earth-based enemies. So, be sure of that. Be careful of that. I was really just like delaying the attacks and everything normally. Like, I don't know why I was doing that. Like, it was just like hit, 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 hit. I don't know what I do that. I usually just mash the X button whenever I do that. But
I believe we show great promise.
I always like that in skit. It's like, oh, you did really good. You did good too. But now we're going to... I'm looking around this room because I do believe in one of these rooms there's another eye freeze treasure. I think it's later on down because I think it's way too early to do that because we still haven't found the eye freeze treasure in the underneath the bridge. And we fought the flamethrower guy. But if you come out this door, come out on that end, if I can, I don't know where I'm going at this point. You want to go out that door. That door is which way we're supposed to go. We went through that door that I was eyeing earlier, but I remembered which door I was supposed to go through. So we got more pointy talons, which is more upgrade stuff for our shops and everything. And like I said, underneath this bridge right here, there is an eye freeze treasure. So let's go ahead and pick it up. We got goofy glasses. It's another accessory for characters. You could dress them up. I don't normally use those, but I've been using them a lot in like New Game Plus and everything whenever I replay this game again. It's kind of funny to see what kind of costumes you can kind of make your characters and everything in. But we come in here. And this is kind of a dead-end doorway too, but there's a treasure chest here with blue basil, which is another stat-increasing item, which I'm going to be holding on to. Like I said, I don't really use these items. I just kind of hoard them until endgame, and then I use them. But now let's go through this door right here. This door will lead us to that other side of that cliff there. You probably saw it. There was a door that led right there. But let's go over here. Will lead us to that door, but there's also treasure chests. And there's also Lees down here. As you can see, there was Lees down that hallway, but I said, Lees, just hold on just a minute. I'm going to go over here and see if there's anything else. Which there is. There's a bag right here. Lees can wait just like about 30 more seconds. I kind of feel bad now when I did that, because I'm just like, well, I just kind of left them there for just a second to go grab an item. Man. But anyways, there's Elize.
Alvin! Pull yourself together, Alvin!
The gang's all here. I thought this was up to me.
I'll heal you right away.
Elise? What should I do?
What's wrong? You appear unhurt.
And look, T-Bow's here too. Glad you're okay.
Hey, let's play. But first, give me a name.
Huh?
Hey, let's play. But first, give me a name.
What's going on?
Hey, let's play. But first, give me a name.
One of the Exodus agents ripped something out of Tipo, and that's all he's been saying since.
So, he really was just a machine all along. A toy.
A toy?
Yeah, a stuffed animal designed to move and talk by itself.
He wasn't a toy. He was my friend.
Alvin, what happened to the Exodus agents?
I killed one of them. The other gave me the slip.
Good work.
What about Tipo?
If we can get back whatever they pulled out of him, maybe he'll go back to normal.
When did the Exodus agent leave?
Ages ago.
Then the trail is cold. Trying to retrieve whatever they took will be a waste of time. We need to get moving.
But couldn't you do both? Can't you help?
If you wish to search for Exodus, I won't stop you. But that means we'll have to part ways.
Very well. Let's get back to the city.
And now we pretty much finished everything we need to do here in Labari Hallow. Unfortunately, it was a really sad circumstance that Tipo got pretty much something yanked out of him, and Elize is kind of just sit there not having to, she can't do anything for her friend. And that's really sad to think about it. Now, one thing in particular that I have kind of a gripe with that is they leave this open. I hate spoiling this, but they leave this fact open for the rest of the game. That we will never find out what they ripped out of Tipo. And that kind of upsets me a little bit because they don't really, I guess they do elaborate it. They elaborate it later, but it's really finite, I should say. It's really not that thought upon. But there's another I don't have a dark bottle, crap. I forgot I didn't have a dark bottle, but there is a Bakura over there. And this is a different type of Bakura. This is actually the next tier of Bakura. But unfortunately, I don't have a dark bottle to catch it. But since this room was small, I was able to catch it. So it was constantly running on a wall. But there is a bronze Bakura. These guys are level 40. Which seems like it would be really tough, but Bakuras are really not that strong. And you should always not worry about them killing you. They don't do that much damage. The only little thing that they have going for them is they resist everything. So they're really hard to kill. I guess the best way I could describe it is they're kind of like metal slimes from Dragon Quest. They're really not, you know, powerful at all. They won't hurt you. They won't kill you. They won't do that much damage to you. You just gotta be mindful of it. There's only one of them. But the thing is, though, is just they have really high defense and they will hurt. They will take a long time to kill, so be careful of that. I say that they don't kill you and Mila's almost dead. That's what I love saying that, and I just proved myself wrong in the recording. But pretty much you just have to just sit there and just wail on it. There are 4 types of Bakura in total in this game. This is our second one we're run into. The other types of Bakura are going to be really hard to find later on in the game. So if you're trying to complete the monster bestiary, make sure you run into all 4 of these types of Bakura. You run into regular Bakura. I would say the best place to find them is in Sapstrap Sea Haven, or Sapstrap Deepwood. I'm sorry, I meant to say that. Sapstrap Deepwood. Bronze Bakura, you just found one here, so you can find one in Labari Hallow. You can find bronze pretty much anywhere in Chapter 2. There's going to be a silver Bakura, which will be later, much later in the game. And there's the other Ifreeze treasure. It's in this room right here, in this corner. And inside is a gifted healer tome, which will give Elize access to the healer's reward. And we got a title for Pirate Captain. We've found pretty much a majority of all the Ifreeze treasures in the game already. I know it's really stunning to say that, but we actually found majority of the Ifreeze treasures already. But back to what I was saying is, you'll find silver Bakuras later in the game. I'd say around Chapter 3, and then you'll find gold Bakuras in one dungeon very late game. So that's pretty much what you want to do. If you want to find where all the Bakuras are, and you gotta make sure you find them, but it's very necessary to complete the monster bestiary by doing so. Later in a few minutes, we're going to be coming down here to the bottom of Labari right here where I'm at, because I thought a sub event actually activates down here, because there's supposed to be a sub event after we complete Labari, which we just did. There's supposed to be a sub event that happens down here at the bottom of Labari, but I was I jumped the gun a little too early. I thought that there was one that was gonna happen, but not yet. It's like literally like after the next cutscene that we'll come back to it and do it. But there's a mysterious bead. Now our objective is to actually climb out of this chasm. But because I made a goof and I went all the way down, and I don't really want to climb all the way up, I thought I could quick travel and kind of skip all that, but no, it isn't the case, unfortunately. But now we're kind of backtracking and everything to kind of go back and everything. And now we go through this door here. We'll go back. Get away from this guy. Unfortunately, he was too big. He was way too big and we couldn't do it. But we actually got an etc. skit. It's called Mila's Reward.
Saved by Rowan once again.
Yeah, I don't even worry about enemy spirit arts anymore.
No, I'm just honored that my old geezer tricks could be of use to you.
You really are one handy geezer. I feel like we youngins ought to be bowing our heads in thanks.
Oh, we should.
Thank you, honored elder.
Oh my, no need for that. This is getting a little embarrassing.
Very well then. I'll simply pat you on the head. You did good.
Mila? Rowan isn't a child.
That takes me back to my youth. Such happy memories. I'll keep doing my best.
What? It's actually working?
You actually get that skit unlocked by using Rowan's linked art ability, which is the magic art, or the art shield ability. I can't talk today. The shield ability, the magic barrier, essentially. If he uses that a couple times, you'll get that skit to unlock. It was part of an etc. skit portion, which you have to do a couple of requirements in order to activate those. But now we're kind of backtracking. So if we actually climb up here, I do believe a little skit will activate. Or not a skit, but a cutscene. Come up this hill. And nope, not yet. That was wrong hill. I thought it was a cutscene that was activating. But we gotta come through this door here. I think it was popping. We had to pop out on the other side. And we come over here.
Elize, get back!
Heal, you dogs! Heal! My apologies if my pets frightened you. I had to sick them on some poachers.
Zhao?
What brings you lot here? I see you finally returned to this place, child. You remember it, do you?
What's he talking about?
This is the lab where the little lady was raised.
The laboratory has been abandoned for some time, ever since we had that intruder.
I take it that intruder was you, Alvin?
Women's intuition, huh? I was investigating the boosters they were making here.
What? So it was you.
What's a booster?
A gadget developed by Azul to ramp up the mana generated by the mana lobe. Elize is actually holding one right now. Tipo. This spud's apparently a third-generation booster.
So, you're just a gadget, Tipo?
You have named me Tipo. Pleased to meet you.
A booster reads the mind of its owner and speaks aloud his or her thoughts.
So all this time, Tipo was just saying what's on Elise's mind?
That's not true. Tipo was talking on his own. Tipo, you might be a machine, but you're still my friend, right?
Nope. I'm just a machine, Elise.
No! You're my friend!
Nope. You are mistaken. I'm just a device that verbalizes your thoughts.
Elise, I'm sorry.
us, big guy. Where are lonely little Elise's mommy and daddy?
They are no longer with us.
What?
When you were just 4 years old, your parents were attacked by a bandit and murdered.
I'll never see them again. Not Mother, not Father, not even Tipo.
Hey,
I know how bad this must. You still have your parents and friends.
As if these people could ever understand how you feel. Elise, wait!
Ugh, damn poachers again.
Hold on. Why was Elise at this laboratory?
Well, she was brought here. Sold, really. There was this woman who would gather up orphans and take them to the laboratory. What was her name?
I don't suppose it was Isla.
Yes, that's it. Isla.
A poacher of children, you might say.
I have no right telling you this, but please, never let that child be alone again.
Be careful. This place is crumbling down all around us.
It's as if no human has set foot in here for years.
And from that cutscene, we've learned a lot of grim truths. But first, let's go ahead and look at the skit. Alvin's wound.
How bad is your wound?
Well, I failed at the job I was sent to do, and now you guys are here. The wound to my pride might be mortal.
And now you've betrayed Exodus too.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. For all you know, I might have even staged all that.
You're just the traitor type, aren't you?
Yep, that's just who I am.
Well, regardless, thanks for risking your life for us.
My. You really are the honor student type.
Yeah, that's just who I am.
And now we got another one.
I don't understand. What did Exodus take from Tipo?
Alvin?
Answering that would violate the mercenary client privilege, but whatever. I imagine they swiped his data memory. Basically, boosters need a compatible partner. And they said they'd never seen a more compatible match than Elise and Tipo. So I bet the data Tipo recorded is going to be a big deal in the world of booster development.
But what does Exodus want with boosters when they already have Spyrix?
Sorry, I don't know the answer to that. But we do know one thing.
Indeed. It certainly can't be anything good.
I'm sorry, that kind of did explain what they swiped from Tipo. I kind of mistaken a little bit. But if we come up to this bridge up here, we go across it, we'll be able to find where Elize and Leia ran off to. But yes, we did learn quite a bunch of grim truths. Isla took Elize and sold her.
How is she doing?
She's fine. Well, as fine as can be expected, given what she's learned. Anyway, this place is dangerous. Let's get back to the city.
But now we need to return back to Shandu. And we've got another skit here. Elize's stalker.
So what's the deal with that giant guy in Elise? Is that her stalker or something?
What's a stalker?
It's like when someone's super obsessed with everything you do and follows you around.
I see. So you would be Jude's stalker, for example.
What? Mila, how could you?
Doesn't it seem like that man knows the truth about Elise's past?
Zhao seemed very concerned about Elise's well-being, but I don't know why.
Zhao, you say? I've heard that name before.
He might be a warrior of some renown. He has a remarkable talent for controlling monsters.
Interesting.
I always like that one because Mila just flat out accused Leia as being Jude's stalker. But yes, we did learn a lot of stuff. Isla did in fact take Elize and sell her, as well as we found out that Elize is now an orphan. Well, was an orphan. But if we go back to Shandu, cutscene will activate.
Something on your mind?
Huh?
You haven't been yourself since we spoke to Zhao.
Yeah.
I heard you followed the bad guys into the hunting grounds. I was worried.
Well, it was an eventful manhunt, but we made it back in one piece.
I'm so sorry you all got dragged into this. What a horrible coincidence.
Isla, you can drop the act.
What do you mean? I really was worried about you. Why would I lie about that?
Jude, what are you saying?
I'm saying it was no coincidence we met Isla. Remember what those locals told us when the bell rang for the finals? At tournament time, any outsiders are either combatants or spectators.
Right. I recall what she said when she came to help us.
You folks don't look like you're from around here. What brings you to town?
No one here would need to ask that. Not at tournament time. You were ordered to make contact with us. By Exodus.
Isla, that's not true, is it?
They said you'd never find out. They promised. But I had no choice in the matter.
They blackmailed you, didn't they? They know your secret.
Your former occupation.
They asked, wouldn't it be a shame if Jurgen found out? What happened to the girl breaks my heart. But I had no choice back then either. Please don't tell Jurgen.
He doesn't know.
How could I tell him? He's a good man.
But it's all in the past, isn't it? Your fiancé should know these things.
You're a woman. How can you not understand this? I'm damaged goods. If he found out about my past, he'd leave me. I finally found happiness with Jurgen. For once in my life. Please. Don't tell him. Please.
I doubt I'll ever understand human love. It has so many rules and conditions. What should we do, Elize? You decide.
Me? Why do I have to?
This woman's actions affected you far more than us.
There's nothing I can do to make it up to you. But please, forgive me.
I just don't care anymore.
Elise is all alone now, no matter what you do.
We better try to find Jurgen. We need to talk to him about the wyverns.
What's wrong, kid?
Isla said there was nothing she could do to make it up to Elise. But did she actually try? Is there really nothing she can do?
Isla is the only one who can answer that question.
And the twists and turns keep turning and turning. But first we got a skit here. Gambling troubles.
Hey, sounds like they allow wagering at the Shandu Coliseum. Want to give it a shot?
Leia really loves to gamble.
Count me out.
That's surprising. You seem like the type who would enjoy that sort of thing.
Gambling's a big thing in my hometown. I've seen it go wrong time and time again.
Oh, come on! We'd just be doing it for fun.
The folks who lose their shirts all start out saying that. It's the first rule of betting. If you're just goofing around, don't gamble. If you want to gamble, Don't goof around.
So, in other words,
Only gamble when you're willing to stake everything.
Exactly.
Little dramatic, don't you think?
If you really want to play, I'm not gonna stop you. Just some friendly advice.
Alvin sure got serious all of a sudden.
maybe we should take his advice.
Yeah, let's skip the gambling.
Well, you know what? That was good advice. And now we have another skit. This one's a sub-event. Alvin's acquaintance.
Maybe I should pay a quick visit.
A visit to where?
Oh, did you overhear that? It's nothing. Just an acquaintance who lives here is all.
But yeah, there is actually, that starts in a sub-quest here in Shandu, right after we complete Labari Hallow. But first, let's go ahead and talk to this lady and finish up the side quest that we have. With your help, we were able to chase the poachers away. Thank you! Of course, it's only a matter of time before they or someone like them shows up again. When they do, I hope we can count on you. Fortunately, that's going to be the only time, lady. But we got an accessory horn, so we got 5,600 gold for doing that. But we're going to go over here and save first, but first... save first, but first. We're going to go and upgrade ourselves a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. We got a couple levels from all this whole entire episode. So, we're going to go ahead and upgrade my characters and everything. And we're going to go ahead and manage up the skills that they will have too whenever we get enough SP and everything. So, we're getting... this is probably the most tedious thing to do, is level up your characters in Tales of Xillia. I know in other Tales games this automatically happens. I played a little bit of Symphonia, and I know that it automatically does this, and you don't have to do some silly sphere grid. I keep calling it sphere grid because it's the closest thing it reminds me of is Final Fantasy X sphere grid. But other than that, like, honestly, this is probably the most tedious thing this game has, is this Lilium Orb, because normal RPGs, you kind of level up automatically and everything. You don't have to worry about having to do it manually, but in this one, you kind of have to. But let's go ahead and put on our skills. We're going to go ahead and put on probably a lot of these abilities that we got that were like vitality and dexterity and agility, because they increase your stats. So if you have these equipped, you're going to have a little bit more stats in that said stat that this skill has. So we got Healer's Reward, so let's go ahead and do that. And that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else left to say about this. We're just going to go ahead and equip everything. One thing in particular I try to avoid, but I only equip it whenever I get a chance to, whenever like there's a major boss fight and everything, is I don't equip the elemental guards and everything, because I don't really need to do it. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this episode. There's going to be actually one last thing that happens in this episode. That's why I didn't end the episode like right now. Otherwise I would have. But there's actually, in fact, a sub skit that actually happens right in about a few seconds. Like if you just stand here, yeah, there it is. There's the other one. This one's called Introductions in Shandu. This is actually a continuation of the History of Aljul side quest. So let's go ahead and listen to it.
Remember that beautiful woman I saw you speaking to in Shandu?
Carla? What about her?
How odd that you never bothered to introduce me.
Do you want to meet her?
What's this? There's someone you want me to meet? Oh my. Well, I suppose it would be rude to refuse.
Oh, Rowan. And we got another one. A hotel for the night. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Are you okay? We should stop and rest.
No, I'm fine.
You shouldn't push yourself.
But we've got a bunch of side quests open to us. In the next episode of Let's Play Tales of Xillia, we're going to be doing pretty much all the side quests that'll be open to us here in Shandu now at this time. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everybody.